Do I think that I'm Hey, my truth seekers, let me know, can you hear me? Because for some reason I am having problems. I don't know what it is. So just bear with me. Give me a few seconds. I can see that on my other screen that I can see, but on here I can't not see at all. So just bear with me so I can go ahead and get it all together. Okay. So let me see what's going on. Like I said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. So just give me a few seconds. I don't know why. So you can hear me real good. Give me a thumbs up because for some reason I cannot see anything. Okay. So just go ahead and bear with me. I don't know. I don't see anything. I don't see anything at all. Not at all. So you guys can hear me real good. So if you can hear me real good, go ahead and give me a thumbs up because my screen is black. I don't know why, but it is black. So if you can hear me, welcome guys. Welcome to Unapologetic Real Talk. Sorry about all that. My screen is black. I do not see anything. But let me go ahead. I see on my laptop, not my laptop, my iPad. I see who is in the house. Your hope says, hello, Lady D, chat and mods. We'll catch the replay. We're watching the live yesterday. Also, Gail France, she says, I am not going to lie. I am glad he's arrested, but I'm really sick of him. And also, she says, hi, everyone. So, what we're going to do right here, guys, first of all, in here, we are truth tellers. We does not gloat over no one's demise, and like I said in here, like I said, it's real talk and we stand on our truth, but we do not gloat over no one's demise, especially when we see that the real enemies out there working overtime on us would never see one day in jail. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about all that right there. I had been supposed to come out with this story, so if you hear my television, I'm waiting because they say in 30 minutes that Sean Combs, he should go before the judge and plead not guilty. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that as well. But for some reason, I cannot see anything. Can's big sister, and I hate when stuff like that happen. Can's big sister says, good afternoon, all. Hey, Miss Gail, Lady D, and everyone working. But I hear. And also, Travnista is in the house, says, happy Tuesday. So, guys, again, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, which is my old name. I'm going to get used to my real name, Unapologetic Real Talk, very soon. But welcome, guys. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. So I cannot see anything. I am going off of my iPad. Okay. So on my laptop, I don't see anything, but I want to go ahead and post this right here. Let me see. Bear with me, guys, because if I have a delay, it's because I'm trying to make sure that I can see what's on the screen. But right here, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the scripture because, like I said, the The word will cover multitude of things, okay? And if our people really know who we are, because like I said there and say, we get this fame, and sometimes, like I said, fame is, what I call the nature of the beast. It seems to sit there and do the best of us. So just bear with me if I have a delay, because on my laptop I does not see anything, okay? But I want to go ahead and read this scripture right here, coming from Chronicles 7 and 14. And this is my favorite scripture right here, out of Chronicles 7 and 14. And in here, guys, we roll different. We roll different. We does not roll like the world, okay? We does not do that. Like I said, we don't go and gloat over no one's demise, because just like I said, today is them, tomorrow it can be you. And we already know, especially when it comes to our people, which the Most High God called them stiff-necked people, because we are the type of people that we dip and dab in the things of the world when the Most High God has called us out. So right here in Chronicles 7 and 14, it says, if my people, and God is talking to his chosen people. We are the ones that goes through so much, but yet we want to sit there and live like the world. So the Most High God right now is saying, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and I will heal their land. And you can find that right there in Chronicles 7 and 14, where the Most High God is talking to his people. It's time for us to go ahead and repent, come out of the world, and leave these people stuff alone, because like I said, it all belongs to us anyway, because that's why, it says that the Bible says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. So right there, it all belongs to us anyway. And in here, guys, if you are new, we roll different. We roll different. If you're looking for someone to go and tickle your ears and talk the way that you want them to talk, then it got so many platforms that's talking where they can tickle your ears and the things that you want to hear. But in here, we do it totally different. So right here, the Most High God is saying, if my people, and I'm pretty sure that the Most High God has sent his messengers. He sent his army to warn P. Diddy, and not just P. Diddy. Like I said, it's many of us. You're going to see when it comes to our black people, our black men, our black melanated men and women, they going to fall by the wayside. They're gonna fall like dominoes, because like I said, we have to separate ourselves from this world. Okay, so right here when it says, if my people, it's time for us to go ahead and repent, turn from your wicked ways, come out of her, because all of it belongs to us anyway. It all belongs to us. All of it belongs to us. All we doing is sitting there catering to these demons out there, and they would not see one day in prison. One day in prison. We got right now, nobody don't want to hear this right here. But we got right now, we have our former president of the United States running for president, have 34 felony. He was charged for it and still get to run for president. Still get to run for president. So, like I say, this is not to sit there and gloat over no one. We are not here to gloat over no one, because they not going to treat their own people the way that we treat our own people. And that's why, we got to renew our mind. We got to be transformed, because we are what I call a slave mentality. We see these people can go out there and cause all type of havoc, and not one thing happened to us. But our own people will be so quick to sit there and say, crucify him, crucify him. So like I said there and said, we do not gloat over no one's demise until we sit there and see the same prisons that you build on every corner, how you got 99% of our people incarcerated, until you get your people behind those same bars that you sat there putting our own people in. Then we might sit there and say the playing field is fair. Until now, it's not fair at all. Okay. So let's go ahead and get out of this right here. So keep in mind, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray, and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. The Most High God said it's time for us to turn. Okay. And like I say, in here, we don't talk like the world. This is different. We go against the grain. Okay. So let's go ahead and let me get back in it. Like I said, I do not see anything. I don't see anything. So just bear with me right here. I'm looking at my so it's not even allowing me to do anything. Let me see if I can do this right here. So just bear with me right here. But as you can see right here, Sean Combs, he was let me see. I know you guys know that he was indicted. So at round about 2:30, he's going to go ahead and plead, which we're going to talk about all that. And like I said, I'm sorry that I don't see my screen. So it's like a black screen and I hate it. But right here, it says that, which was yesterday, Sean Combs, and they gave him, he have so many different names. He was charged on racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking of children by force, fraud, or in coercing and transporting for prostitution. So we're going to talk about that as well. And also, I saw where they had posts. Let me see if I can go ahead and pull that up. So I saw right here where they had posed that, if he's being charged, he want to go ahead and make bond. And I heard where they were saying that hold on one second, guys. I hope my screen come on because it's Guys. Guys, I can't believe me. Can't believe this. Y'all didn't hear now one thing I said. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up because I see right here that my I think I was on mute. So if you guys didn't hear anything that I said, give me a thumbs up if you heard what I had said because I see right here I was on mute. So you guys had heard what I said? Okay. I hope you guys had heard what I said because I was talking at least about 20 minutes, but I saw where my phone was on mute. So I don't even think some of you guys might have not even heard what I said. So y'all didn't hear nothing I said. Wow, that's deep. That is real deep. Okay. So let me see if I can go back to some because I did put it on mute. I forgot when I had a phone call, I put it on mute. So I apologize to all that right there. So let me go back to what I was talking about. I was talking about which I went ahead and already had posted way before the shed room had caught that news where Sean Combs attorney, they are coming out with a nice package of 50 uh, million dollars, in case that, his bond is set, which his bond is not set until like 30 minutes. We got 30 minutes before he go in front of the judge. And the judge that he's going in front of it, they say that it's the same judge that the former president Barack Obama had appointed. So that's supposed to be the judge. And I'm gonna say allegedly that he's going before. So guys, when you can't hear me, if there's a long pause, it's only because something is wrong. So make sure, my people that's coming in here, make sure that you guys have my back because I was talking at least about good 15 minutes and just realized that my I was on mute. Okay. So right here, which I already had posted already, but I see the shed room also had posted where it was saying that Diddy defense attorney asked for a release of $50 million dollar bail bond. So also it says right here that the defense bail package is $50 million bond co-signed B by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter, and his three adult children, and C is said secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' resident located at 2 West South, which I'm not going to go ahead and dox that. And also it says the appraise of the value of the home is $48 million. The home is unencumbered into anticipation of this bail hearing on August the 20th, 2024. Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of about $18 million so that the home could be used to secure a bond and be free of the market. And just like I had said, what you guys could not hear me is that, way before he was, charged, I guess, his attorneys had told him to put his affairs, in order, which that right there, to me, it was very smart, so I don't know if they're going to go ahead and accept, the $50 million or how, I don't know. But like I said, the man did not murder anyone. So I don't know if they're going to accept it or not. But like I said there and say, we are in what I call the year of Aquarius. The things that you used to do, you cannot get away with it anymore. And I don't know if you guys had heard me when I sat there and say, when we have the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, has 34 felony, and he was charged for every last one of them. And we got right now, we got Sean Combs, he got 3 felonies, and now, like I said there and say that it's not the time to gloat because the playing field is not even. It's not even at all because we already know when it comes to all these prisons, and especially when it comes to private prisons on every corners, we don't have hospitals, we don't have schools, but yet we got all these prisons to lock up our black men and our black women, but yet the other ones, like a Donald Trump, they won't see the inside of a jailhouse because it's not made for them. If you only look at the foundation and how everything started when it came to incarcerated, that's why I don't understand when it comes to my people, how we can dip and dab in the things of the world. And one thing about us, hold on one second, guys. Darn. So guys, bear with me because I'm very, very upset because like I said, ain't nobody mad but the devil because I talk, I hate when I talk and then, I'm on mute, and now I have to go ahead and repeat myself. I hate that. But right there, they talking about Sean Combs' arrangement, is set around about 2:30 and his attorneys, they wants to go ahead and put in a package, and see if the judge is going to go ahead and accept it, which is $50 million, and that's a lot of money for to say that he never even murdered someone. But also, I don't know if you guys had heard where I had said that the judge, and I'm gonna go ahead and say allegedly that P. Diddy is supposed to go in front of. They said that he is Barack Obama's appointee, where his name is Judge Andrew Carter. Okay, so that's the judge that he's supposed to go in front of. So let me see if I can go ahead and play some of this right here, and then I'm gonna have to look at the other screen because guys, my screen is black. Okay, so let me see what I got on this screen right here because I want to go ahead and read my copyright disclaimer. Steve is going to go ahead and show it to me. But you might hear a little delay because I am on my notepad. So just go ahead and bear with me. I don't know what the heck is going on. But like I said, it's all good. Okay. Ain't nobody mad but the devil. As long as you guys can hear me. If you can't hear me, please let me know. But right here under the copyright section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. So again, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share this video for more unapologetic content. And like I said, when it comes to us, honey, we do not gloat like the world. We don't sit there, and put our foot, especially on our people neck, when we know that, we got some silly sheeps that's out there, okay? Very silly sheep that's out there. And long as things is like that, we're gonna continue going through the things that we are going through right now. But I was hearing where people sitting there saying, who gonna be next. So they already done said that point who going to be next. And lo and behold, it always be our own people, okay? So checking your boo says, what up, Chad and Lady D, unapologetic real talk. I came through to like your video, others making comments on your community wall. Please like the video. You all have a good day. And everyone's, like I said, when it comes to our people, it's just like we just oh,
in a Los Angeles hotel.
hold on, guys. We some lost silly sheeps. But let me see if I can go ahead and pull some of this up right here just a little bit.
To flee. Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways.
So right here, as you can see, all this right here is going to be a R. Kelly trial all over. Okay, did this, did that, did that. But like I said, I don't care how people, want to go ahead and put it. When it comes to our people, the first thing, like I said, we get into stuff like this. That's why I want you guys to go ahead and order that book, Hebrew to Negroes. Make sure you get that book, okay? Please get that book because all this stuff is nothing new until our people sit there and wake up. We get this money and we lose our daggone mind. That's why I sit there and say, what the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your daggone mind? So let me see if I can go ahead and read some of this right here because my screen is black, and once it's like this, I just can't really get into my video. Okay, so let me go see if this gonna pull up. Okay, yeah, and also the baby R, make it make sense. Yeah, the baby R, talking about he had thousands of baby oil bottles at his house. Like I said, this man, he gave parties, and is, that is not a crime to have parties, and the thing about it, people, they volunteer to go in there, but I'm pretty sure, if they going to bring him down, shoot, I wouldn't spare nobody. I promise you, I wouldn't spare nobody. And most likely that's why they went ahead and had the entire military force in his house, because I'm pretty sure he had some very big names. Okay, so this right here was leaked, so I'm gonna go ahead and read just a little bit. I'm not gonna read too much because for some reason, like I said, I hate to keep saying it, but my laptop is not working. I don't know, it's the screen is black. But right here, they went through every last name of Sean Combs, so they want to make sure that they get him. So they went through every last one of them, where they called them. Uh, this right here is the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, and that's what I don't understand. Why just New York? Because they also went raid other homes of his in other states. But right here it says, AKA Puff Diddy, no, Puff Daddy, AKA P Diddy, AKA Diddy, aka PD, and Love. So those are all the names, so they want to make sure that they go ahead and get him. And this count one was because of racketeering conspiracy. So right here, the grand jury went ahead and, did the charges. So I'm gonna read a little bit, but right here it says, for decades, Sean Combs, aka Puff Diddy, aka P Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love, the defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and other around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. So right here, these are all the charges, which this right here, that's still not feds. That right there is states, so I don't understand. So I guess they're going to go ahead and break this down. But also it says that to do so, Combe realized on the employees resources and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled. So all this right here, he they say relied on his employees and resources, to help him to get this all together. But he also, like I said, he's an entertainer. So people, from all over the world, they gonna come and they gonna flock to him, and he gonna get these type of people to do his job because he's a part of the entertainment. But one thing that I know, when it comes to the Most High God does not make no mistakes. And that's why I said there, and I tell people, God is going to send his messengers. He's going to send his messengers to warn you, to pump your brakes, to stop before he intervene. And I'm pretty sure, many people told him to stop, to pump your brakes. But sometimes when you get caught up in it, you just don't know how to get out of it. And that's when God intervened and stuff like this. But like I said, this right here is a lot. This is a lot. And this reminds me of R. Kelly all over itself. And also it says, creating a criminal enterprise whose member and associate engage in and attempt to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. So right there, it looked like they about to throw the book at him, But the thing about it, that's the part that I don't understand when it came to Cassie Venture, because she went ahead and she took a settlement, she took the money, and I don't know how they going to go ahead and charge him for that, which I'm pretty sure, they went ahead and showed the grand jury, all the stuff that had happened at that hotel. But, like I said, remember when it came to Bill Cosby, when he sat there and he had settled out, and they still went ahead and they pulled it up, because when it comes to the court of law, it does not, count when it comes to us. This right here, to me, this is my opinion. This is Jim Crow all over, because the law, like I said, it does not have us in mind. It only works when it's others. Okay. So right here it says, second, Sean Combs, aka P Diddy, aka P Diddy, P Daddy, P Diddy, aka Diddy, PD, love. The defendant operated his business headquarters at various times of Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States based corporate entity, including Bad Boy. So, Entertainment Corn Enterprise and Corn Global collectively, the Corn business corporate entities in the Corn business included, among other things, recording labels, a recording studio, apparently line, and alcoholic spirit business. Alcoholic spirit business. You see how they demonize us? Come on, guys, wake up. Wake up, a alcoholic spirit business. Come on, guys, wake up. A marketing agent and a television network and media company at all times relevant in this indictment. Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy, aka, which I'm not going to go through all that, the defendant engaged in a persistent and pervasion pattern of abuse towards women and other individuals. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual, but still, of all, that is not fed. That is still state, okay? Like I said, my God, a part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performance of sexual activity with male commercial sex workers. At times, Combs and other acting at his direction made arrangements for women and commercial sex workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distribution narcotics to them, controlling their career, leveraging in finances support, and threatened to cut off the same and using intimidation and violence. Also, for it says physical abuse by Sean Combs, with all those names, which I'm not going to go ahead and name again, the defendant were recurrent and widely known. And that's why I say, if they don't go ahead and allow him to put that $50 million bond, where he's going to go, because everybody knows him. I don't think that he will be a flight risk, but they say, he's abusive, he's concourse, other people to make him do anything. So I don't know, guys. But also it says right here, on numerous occasion from at least in and about 2009, see, they going way back and continuing for years. Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at and kicking them. That's why I said there and say, honey, this is the year of harvest, and all the things that you sowing, you're going to reap what you sow. That's why I say, when you sit there and you throw out these seeds and put your mouth on people, and you're going to reap those harvests, and this right here, when it comes to Sean Combs, this right here is harvest time. And especially when he he's a billionaire. People, they wait till you get to top tier before they sit there and shake your butt right off it. That's why I sit there and say, these people, they'll laugh, they'll giggy, hee hee, and whatever do with you. But these people, they are wolves in sheep clothing. You got to be careful. Got to be careful. And also, it's right here. It says these assaults were at time witnessed by other, and including one instant at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 2016. So I guess that's during the time with Casey, which was captured on video, and later public reporters, where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman. So they're going to just say the woman. They're not going to come out and say her name, as she was attempting to leave. When a number of the hotel's security staff intervened, Combs' attempt to bribe the staff members to ensure silence. So right there, that's might be the reason why they don't want to go ahead and, might not give him bond, So I don't know, but I want you to see how they always knows how to get around the law. So that's why I sit there and say, when it comes to all this right here is what I call Jim Crow. And I see right here, Mildred says, Lady D said the age of Aquarius. Absolutely. This is the age of Aquarius. This right here, I've been telling you guys way before all this stuff had taken place that 2024 means eight. Eight means a new beginning. That means that everything that you used to do, you cannot do it within this eight universal year. 2024 is the eighth season. And now that we are in October, this right here is the month of harvest. So everything that you had sowed, you're going to reap. Okay, you're not going to be able to get away with anything. That's why I sat there and say, guys, it's time for us to shake these grave clothes off, and it's time for us to come out of this. It's time for us to come out of her. Leave this stuff alone because you're gonna be caught up in it as well. So right here, and guys, I am reading the documents that has been released, and I don't know if I'm gonna go ahead and read all 14. Okay, I am having problems with my computer. When a member of the hotel staffs intervene, Combs attempt to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. Combs' violence was also not limited to these women. It extended to his employees, witness to his abuse and others. So the employees and everybody is coming after him. Shoot, you a billionaire, man. You are a billionaire. These people are coming. They're gonna make sure that they clean you dry. Okay. And that's why, I don't know if he took all of his money and put it in his mom, his children, and this right here, this is not good. This is what I call the hunt for the black man. And don't come on here because we don't talk like that, saying that when it comes to our people, until we sit there and see that the playing field is even. And we know that the playing field is not even because he was charged with three counts, and we got a president, the former president of the United States, still running for president. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. And if I could show all the other pictures, with Sean Combs, he even knew Donald Trump. So right here, I'm on 5. Sean Combs, which I'm not going to go ahead and name all those names. The defendant used the Combs business, including certain employers, to carry out facilitate and cover up his abuse and commercial sex. Those employees, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors. And guys, I also want you guys to see that he was charged with this. He was not, found guilty. So when it comes to the DA, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna smear you so bad because that's the way that they wants to put it out to the public. Okay, so just because you hear a lot of stuff that they are charging him for, that does not mean that he did it. Okay, so those employers, including security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors, and other close associates acted as Combs intermediaries, and their conduct was facilitated and assisted by Combs' control of the Combs business. So everybody going to turn. Everybody going to turn until they financially bankrupt him. Okay. So this right here is the Combs enterprise from at least in about 2008 through on, and about the date of the filing of this indictment. Let me go ahead and do a mic check right quick, guys. Hold on one second. So if you hear anything, I'm doing a mic check. Okay, I wanted to do a mic check because I don't want to keep talking and you guys don't hear me. Okay, because this is a lot. Okay, but at least in or about 2008 through or about the date, which I did read, that members and associates of Con Enterprise engage in an attempt to engage in amount of other activities: sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coerce, and enticement to engage in prostitution, narcotic offense, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. 7 says Comb Enterprise included its leadership in members and its association constitution and enterprise as defined by Title 18 United States Code Section 1961 4. That is a group of individual associated in fact through not a legal entity. The Combs enterprise consists of Sean Combs, aka with all those names they given him, entity within the Combs business, included but not limited to Bad Boy. So I wonder, if he could just go ahead and since all this is mostly under his company, and that's what you have insurance, go ahead and file that under his insurance, and they cannot go after his personal business. So I wonder if that's how they're going to go ahead and do it, because most of the stuff that they are naming, it had to do with his business, and that's what the LLC protects you, from any lawsuits or anyone that try to come, and do anything to your business. So it shouldn't affect, under his personal assets. So I don't know. I'm not an attorney. Okay. So uh Bad Boys Entertainment, Combs Enterprise, and Combs Global, individuals employed by and associated with Combs business and other known and unknown. The Combs Enterprise constitute an ongoing organization whose member functioned as a continual unit for a common purpose of achieving the objective of the Combs enterprise. The Combs enterprise was engaged in and activities affect interstate and foreign commerce. The Combs enterprise operated in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. So I wonder why just New York is the one that prosecute him. And then they gave the key to him. So I think they was trying to go ahead and set him up at that time. So also it says at the time relevant to the indictment, Sean Combs, with all those names, the defendant was the leader of the Combs enterprise, but still of all, it was his business. Sean Combs, the defendant, and other known and unknown participant in unlawful and other activities related to the conduct of the Combs enterprise affair. These individuals, including certain Combs business employees, such as members of Combs security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and high ranking supervisors, as well as other close associated with Combs. So, right here it says the purposes of Combs enterprise. So, it says the purposes of the Combs enterprise, including the following: operating a global business in the media, entertainment, and lifestyle industry, including, among other things, record labels, a record studio, and apparel in alcoholic spirit business, and marketing agent, and a television network and media company. So all this right here, this was part of, with his business. So this right here, I don't know if I'm gonna read all this, but to me is very interesting. Right here it says enriching members and association of the enterprise, including the leader Combs, and in particular those who demonstrated loyalty to Combs and willingness to conceal his crime, preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing the power of the Combs enterprise, including the power of its leader. Combs, through violence, use of firearm, threats of violence, coerce, and verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. This is a lot, guys. Fulfilling the personal desires of Combs, particular those related to Combs' sexual gratification, including through the exploitation of women and the use of commercial sex workers. Wow. Enabling Combs and other members and association of the Combs enterprise engage in unlawful act of violence, including sexual violence, sex trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitute, coerce, and entitlement, and engage in prosecution, narcotic, distribute, and other crimes, and concealing the commercial commissions of such act. Securing absolutely loyalty for members of the Combs enterprise, including through act of violence and threats. Wow, you mean, like I say, money, the love of money is the root of all evil, guys. But I don't know if Sean Combs gonna go down by himself. Sure, I be talking like a mockingbird. If I go down, everybody gonna go down. I don't care if it's the president of the United States, the prince, anybody. They all gonna be named. But remember Epstein, so he wasn't, he didn't You know what had happened to him. Protecting the Comb enterprise and its members and associates, including Combs, for protection and prosecution by law enforcement authorities through act of intimidation, manipulation, bribery, and threats of retaliation against individuals who witnessed the crime committed by members and associates of the enterprise. So right there, I think this is what might make the judge not give him bond, because of he is, trying to bribe and manipulate and intimidate. That right there is grounds you will not get a bond. But if you do make bond, man, he gonna make the bondsman one lucky rich man. Okay. So right here say Combs and other members and associates of the Comb enterprise wield the power and prestige of Combs' role as Comb business to intimidate, threaten, and lure female victims into Combs' orbit. So, all these women that was out there twerking and sitting there coming to these parties, they gonna be considered as angels, very angels. So, they can go out there and get these silly women, these unequal yoke women, and hobnob with them. But these women, especially when they came from nothing, shoot, my God, they gonna sit there and they gonna throw you under the bus. They gonna throw you under the bus. But this right here, this is what I call the nature of the beast. So let me go ahead and read some of the comments, because this right here, this is a lot. This is like a 4-page document. Thank you, Mildred. Mildred say, like Lady D said, the age of Aquarius, he no can't handle jail. Um, Also, sis, your phone work. Uh, I don't know. Mildred say, sis, your phone work, your iPhone work. He have money all, but shoot, that's over. They gonna say that they gonna clean him up. When Puffy tried to get shares of Sharon, I think that's when he was in the business with that alcohol. They told him no. Once he kept trying to fight it, all the stuff he did, they got exposed. Absolutely, that's what a lot of people saying, that he was tied in. When he crossed, these people that and all this right here is alleged. When they had went into that business to sell alcohol, Quran, and crossed them, and these people, they sat there and put all this out, just like they said when it came to Bill Cosby, when he wanted to go ahead and buy up NBC. Oh, honey, before you know it, they start pulling out some old stuff out of the archive. But I promise you, they're gonna get the ones that you least expect. They're gonna do that. And notice all this stuff right here. That's why I sit there and say, I want my people to wake up. Notice when they sit there and they wants to keep us distracted, they always use these silly entertainers during election time. Not too long ago, 3 or 4 days ago, we heard about how, for the second time, that they tried to go ahead and assassinate uh, Donald Trump. So I guess, and this is my opinion. People, they didn't pay attention, of what had happened to Donald Trump. So now we need to put something in their way where it's going to distract him. Now, what you hear? You don't hear nothing about the election. You don't hear nothing about the assassination when they tried on Donald Trump. All you seeing right now, breaking news, CNN about P. Diddy. Go to all those different bloggers, all the coverage is all about P. Diddy. You don't hear nothing about this young guy. They found him with a noose around his neck. You don't hear nothing about that. You don't hear nothing about now when it comes to Donald Trump. You don't hear nothing. But all you seeing right now when it's a high profile celebrity, come on, guys, wake up. Wake up. It's time for us to wake up. And like I said there and say, this is not going to be the last. They're going to continue. Every high profile celebrity that got that $1 billion status, making them papers, they're going to tear them down. They're going to pull them down. But what's going to get our attention when we sit there and see our favorites, because they already said now pointing a finger at Jay-Z. Well, what if, like I said there and say, they may not get Jay-Z, but they'll go after someone that attached to Jay-Z. And I always talk about this all the time. That's how these demons work. These demons not going to get the ones that you think. They are the ones that going to go after where they know it's going to make it hurt with you. So when you going to wake up? When you going to sit there and say enough is enough? We quick to sit there, especially when it comes to our people. We quick to sit there and hand them over. But their hands dripping as well. Look at all the stuff that they did. All the stuff that they did. But we're not going to talk about stuff like this. We're not going to talk about stuff like this. And all I'm just sitting there saying, guys, it's time for us to wake up. So let me go ahead and read some more because this right here is very long, but it's very interesting. So right here it says Combs and other members and associates of the Combe Enterprise, which I read that part, in arranged the freak offs. So that's what he called freak off. So what do you expect when something called a freak off? Okay. It says in arrangement, these freak off Combs, with the assistance of members and associates of the Combe Enterprise, transported and caused to be transported commercial sex workers across state line and internationally. What if, he went ahead and he got, some strippers, do that consider as sex workers? If he went ahead and got some strippers, strippers, I don't know, guys. But like I say, they're gonna put all types of stuff to make it fit. Freak offs occur regularly, sometimes last multiple days, and often involve multiple commercial sex workers. During freak off, Combs distribute a variety of controlled substance to victim, in part to keep the victim obedient and compliant. Sometimes, unbeknown to the victim, Combs kept videos he filmed of victim engaging in sex acts with commercial sex workers. After freak-offs, Combs and the victim typically receive IV fluid to recover from the physical extortion and drug use. My God. And see, when it comes to the DA, that's how they paint those pictures, okay? Whew, this is a lot. So right here, it says members and associates of the Combe Enterprise, including high ranking supervisors, security staff, household staff, personal assistants, and other Combe business employees, facilitated the freak off by, among other things, booking hotels rooms for the freak off. So I guess all these people that participated in it, they're going to give them most likely, they're going to make them state witnesses, and all they wanted was the big fish. So now that they got the big fish, they all gonna be talking like diarrhea. Shoot, they gonna throw his tail under the bus, and then once they throw him on the bus, they gonna sit there and they gonna get book deals, and most of them they gonna go out there and get him, and sue him. It's this is stinky. This is very stinky. Shocking the hotel rooms in advance with the required freak off supplies, including controlled substance, baby oil. Now, when I saw the baby oil, I said, "My God!" I wonder if it was Johnson and Johnson baby oil. Thousands of baby oil, lubricants, extra linens, and lighting, cleaning the hotel rooms after the freak off to try to mitigate rooms demand, arranging for travel for victims commercial sex workers and Combs too. This is like reading a novel, guys. Workers and Combs too, and from the freak off, resupplying Combs with request supplies, delivering large sums of cash to Combs to pay the commercial sex workers, and scheduling the delivery of IV fluid. And I'm going to say allegedly to this, man. This I'm going to say allegedly. Now, this is what I heard. They were sitting there saying when it came to I'm gonna say the alleged victim, the one that Sean went ahead and paid off. That they were saying that when she had those them bags, they sat there and say I read. Well, I ain't gonna say what they say. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm not even gonna get deep into that. I'm gonna just read what is here. But like I say, all of them played a part in it. Every last one of their hands is dirty. but again, they want the big fish. So let's go ahead and read about the baby oil. I don't know why they put the baby oil in that, but that's how they paint that picture. They try to go ahead and demonize it. They want to demonize it. So right here it says Florida and Los Angeles, California law enforcement seized various freak off supplies, including narcotics and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Combs subject victim to physical emotion and verbal abuse to cause the victim to engage in freak offs. Combs maintained control over the victim through, among other things, physical violence, promises of career opportunities, granting and threatened to withhold finances, financial support, and by other coerced means, including tracking their whereabouts. Oh my God, dictating the victim appearance, monitoring their medical records while controlling their housing and supplying them with controlled substance. Dag, Sean, they painting you as a monster. My God. Let me read some of these comments. My God, but this is what the world does, guys. Thank you, Mildred. Mildred say the likes and the liking. Yes, indeed. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. And that's why I said there, say when you grow your channel, grow it authentic. I see right now that my channel is growing so good, and you're gonna know if people are for you because they're gonna interact with you, they're gonna support you, and they're going to like I say, people, everybody don't wants to go and jump on a bandwagon. People are looking for people that are critical thinkers, and it's hard growing your channel authentic, organic, but it pays off at the end. It pays off at the end because, like I said, even if I have two or three together, I'm still going to do what I'm doing because I like what I do. I like what I do. I like, standing on my truth. I don't like going on the bandwagon. So thank you guys. Thank you for your support. Like I said, I don't care if it's one or two. I appreciate every bit of it. Okay. So thank you very much. um and I can't even see my screen, but I'm watching on my iPad. So let me go ahead and read some more because this is like a novel, guys. And oh my God, this is very interesting, but this is just the beginning. And like I said, this is the nature of the beast. This is what our people going to always fall into because you have to realize who you are. You are God and goddesses. You cannot do the things of this world because the things of the world, these people, they're not going to sit there and throw their own people in prison. They are not going to sit there and hunt their own people down like sheep for the slaughter, but they're going to do you that. They're going to do you that. So until you wake up, and come out of her. So let me go ahead and read some more. It says, during and separate from freak off, Combs, among other things, hit, kick, threw objects at and drag victims at times. Now we already know he did it to Cassie, okay, by the hairs, but they sat there saying victim. So most of these women, they gonna come out and say, me too, me too, me too. If you sat there and you even took a selfie with P. Diddy. Shoot, they might sit there and say, I'm going to get a piece of the pie as well. These assaults often result in injuries that took days or weeks to heal. Combs also threatened victims' careers and livelihood, including if they resist participating in freak offs. Victims believed they could not refuse Combs' demand without risking their financials or job security or without repercussions in form of physical or emotional abuse. So a lot of this right here, it got to do with the love of money. Guys, the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money is the root of all evil. Leave that alone. Leave it alone and be content of what God has given. Be good stewards of what you have. Now his babies, his twins, they already lost their mother. Now they're going to lose their father. Their whole world is going to collapse, crumble down, which I pray it doesn't. I pray it doesn't. I pray that they have the necessary tools to pick up and have their lives. But this is the nature of the beast. Nothing good going to come out of all this right here. Combs also used the sensitive, embarrassing, and incriminating records that he made during freak off as collaterals to ensure the continued obedience and silence of the victims. Members and associates of the Comb enterprise, including Comb security personnel, at times carried firearms on more than one occasions. Combs himself carried a brandished firearm to intimidate and threaten others. And you remember when what's her name? This singer, gosh, what's her name? Jennifer Lopez, where they were sitting there and saying, when remember when all that stuff had happened with the firearms and saying, is a lot, guys. Whew, my God, I'm so glad that the Most High God has called me out of this world. I promise you. Oh my God, we just got to sit there and just walk away from all this right here, because ain't nothing good is gonna come out of it. This right here is what I call harvest time. This is harvest time, guys. One more thing, one occasion, Combs himself carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten others, including the victims of and witnesses to his abuse. In or about March 2024, during searches of Combs' residence in Miami, Florida, and Los Angeles, California, law enforcement seized firearms, ammunitions, including three AR-15s, which defeated serial number, as well as drum magazines. And see, that's the part I don't understand, because that was in Miami and Los Angeles. So I wonder why they are charging him. I'm gonna have to ask, why are they charging him in New York? Because all the stuff that they seized was in another state. So I'm gonna have to ask. Members and associations of the Comb enterprise enable Combs control over victims by following his directions regarding financial payments to victims, advancing or suppressing the victim's career opportunities, and occurring the controlled substance Combs used to keep the victims complaint. So, guys, what I'm waiting now, I'm waiting for the breaking news. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stay on until I get the breaking news of when it comes to Sean Diddy Combs plead, whether he plead guilty or not guilty to all these criminal charges. So they say it should come on in a few minutes. Okay, so I'm just waiting. So I'm gonna just go ahead and read some of this until he go in front of the judge. But they said that the judge that he is going in front of, he's a black judge, and I'm gonna say allegedly that he was the former president Barack Obama's apprentice. Okay, so that's who they said that he's supposed to go in front of. Okay, so right here it says that members and associates of Combs Enterprise at times witnessed Combs' violence towards the victim of other victims' injury caused by Combs without intervening. Instead, members and associates of the Comb enterprise helped conceal the violence and abuse by, among other things, assisting Combs in monitoring and preventing victims from leaving locations such as hotels or Combs residential. So I guess all the ones that participated in it, they going to take a plea deal. But this right here, my God, this is a mess. This is a mess. These occasions include an instance in which the victim was required remaining in hiding, sometimes for 7 days at a time, to recover from injury. Combs, now they already talked about that, how, the people wouldn't even come out the house because they've been beat up. Members and associates of the Comb enterprise also assist Combs in locating and contacting victims who attempt to flee his abuse. So most likely they're gonna get him for imprisonment too. So if the victims couldn't leave, look like they're going to get him for imprisonments as well. I don't know, guys. This right here is a lot. This is what I call too much. Too much. Okay. Also, it says when employees witness to his abuse or other threaten Combs, authorities or reputation, Combs and members and associates of the enterprise engage in acts of violence, threats of financial and reputational harms, and verbal abuse. These acts of violence, including kidnapping and arson. So, why did they give him three felon counts? If that's like it should be more, because also I don't think they went ahead and charged him for kidnapping. I think they charged him for arson. In addition, on multiple occasions, Combs threw both objects and people, as well as hit drag. Now they said that you said that in the first, second, third, fourth document, and you're saying it now, and we are in the eighth document. So they're gonna use that case with Cassie Venture. They're gonna use that's what they're gonna use that with. But I still don't understand, But like I say, when it comes to the law does not apply to us, honey. It does not apply to us. I promise you. This is what I call Jim Crow. This is Jim Crow in the 21st century. Jim Crow all over itself. Because I am on page 8, and they still using the stuff that had happened with the other alleged victim. Well, not alleged, the victim, because she was victim. That was horrible. That was very horrible. When Combs authorities of reputation were threatened by the possibility of negative publicity or legal or law enforcement acting against him, including in or about 2023, following public allegations of Combs' crimes, Combs and members and associations of the enterprise pressure witnesses and victim, including through attempt bribery, to stay silent and not report what they experienced to law enforcement. And let me tell you about these documents right here. Whoever sat there and typed out these documents, I love them, because this right here is a easy read, very easy read. Because sometimes when you be reading those documents, man, it just gives you a headache. But this right here, to me, this is a easy read. And also, they breaking it down. It's so easy. It's like a novel. And when you get a good book, it's like you don't put it down, because trust me, I done had parathyroid surgery, and when I start reading and talking, I just get so tired. But this right here is a very easy read, very easy read. I like this. Whoever sat there and typed out these documents, they did a good job. It's easy. On the phone calls, Combs and other members and associate of the enterprise, among other things, provided these victims and witnesses with a false narrative of event in an effort to conceal Combs' crime. Combs caused the calls to be recorded or at least two occasions. So now we're going to get into the racketeering conspiracy. So the racketeering conspiracy formed at least in or about 2008. So they going way back through on or about the date of the filing of these indictments in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. Sean Combs, with all the names, I'm not going to list all the names, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, P. Daddy, and Love, the defendants and other known and unknown being person employed by and associate with the Comb Enterprise, distribute in paragraph 6 through 12 of this indictment to enterprise engage in and the associate of which affect interstate and foreign commercial knowingly combined conspiracy confederate. Hold on, I'm trying to see if they're going to go ahead. In a few more minutes, they're about to talk about it. And agree throughout in which each other to violate the racketeering law of the United States to witness Title 18, United States Code Section 1962, that is to conduct and participate directly and indirectly in the conduct of the affair of the Comb Enterprise through the pattern of racketeering activities, as the term in defined in Title 18, the United States Code Section 1961 and 1961 consists of, see, like I say, honey, this is what I call the Jim Crow laws. That's what they going after, honey. They are going after what I call the Jim Crow laws, okay? So right here, multiple acts including kidnapping, chargeable under the following provision of state law, California Penal Code, and I'm not going to read all the codes. Multiple act including arson, chargeable under the following provision of state law, which I'm not going to read those codes. Okay, so those are all the charges. Narcotic, wow, all the stuff I guess they found in his house. So let's go ahead to the notice of special sentencing factor. So from at least in about 2009 up to and including in about 2018 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, a part of his agreement to conduct and participate in the conduct of the affair of the Combs enterprise through the pattern of racketeering. So let me tell you what I see. I see right here in the spirit. You remember when New York went ahead and gave him the key to the city, and soon when they gave him the key to the city, I think they was just doing it. That was just a setup. Let them get on top of the hills. Let them sit high, and we just gonna sit there and pull the rug right underneath them. Because soon in a minute, when they gave him the keys to the city, I mean, less than a month or maybe a few months, they were sitting there, coming out with stories like this. And see, that's how they humiliate. That's how they embarrass you. That's why I say leave these people stuff alone, guys, because it's just a cheap trick. Notice the minute they gave him the key to the city, they went ahead and they pulled that prompt right from underneath him. The defendant agreed to end and affecting interstate of foreign commercial, knowing, recruit, entice, harboring, transport, provide, obtain, advertisement, maintain, uh, patronize, and solicit by means a person knowing and reckless disregard of the fact that means of force, threats, fraud, and coerce, and describe the Title 18 United States which I'm not going to read all these different codes. Okay. So right here, we're going into the two counts. So that was all under one count. This right here is the two count. And I'm going to go ahead and continue staying on this right here until they show Sean Combs. I don't know if they're gonna show his face, but most likely they will because you know how they love to humiliate us. So most likely they're gonna show him going in front of the judge. So they say in a few more minutes he should be going into court. His plea, whether he's going to plead guilty or not, and will he be able to make bail. So I'm gonna continue reading all this right here until, okay? So right here, count two. So count two is the sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coerce. The grand jury future charge, which I'm not going to name all these names, but it says from at least in or about 2009 up to and including in about 2018 in Southern District of New York and elsewhere. Sean Combs with all these different names, the defendant in and affecting interstate and foreign commercial, knowingly recruited, enticed, harbored, transport, provided, obtained, advertised, maintaining, patrons, and soliciting by any means person, knowing and reckless disregard of the fact that means of force, threats of force, fraud, and coerce, in all these different titles. Okay. So right here it says in any combination such means would be used to cause the person to engage in commercial sex acts and attempted aid and abet and willfully cause the same to witness, comb, recruit, entice, harbor, transported, and maintain a person victim one and attempt and abandon and willfully cause victim one to engage in commercial sex acts, knowing and reckless disregard of the fact that victim was engaging in commercial sex acts as a result of force, fraud, and coerce. And like I said, when it comes to all these women right here, they are coming out as a victim. I don't care if they was participating, willingly going in, wants to be a part of his parties, shoot, they gonna be like little puppies, honey. They gonna sit there, and you're gonna swear that some of these women, they going to come out as angels, and that's why I sit there and say, this is the nature of the beast. This right here is the nature of the beast. You out there, you wilding with pigs, wilding in the pig's pen. This is the part. This is the nature of the beast. This is the nature of the beast. Like I say, much is given, much is required. And we already see when it comes to these different rappers and these female women going out there half dressed and twerking and causing our children to sponge off of stuff like this, and how we seen they acting being on the ground, having men walking them like a dog. Like I said, they're gonna rise up against you, and this is exactly what you're going to see. You're gonna see stuff like this until the black man get back into his rightful position. It's gonna always be like this until you wake up and you come out of her. You're gonna always, because you are accountable for everything that happened, because the most high God had given the man, the black man, his chosen one, gave him dominion over all, and the woman's supposed to be the helpmate. And anytime when you see women out there all loose and acting up, like I say, the system is not broken. The system is not broken. The system is designed to do exactly what the system is doing. Okay, so right here, this is what I call the nature of the beast. So also it says forfeiture allegations as a result of committing the offense alleged in count one of the indictment. Sean Combs, all the different names that they went ahead and gave to him. So it says section code section 1962, and in any of the interest in security or claim against and property of contractual rights of any kind affordable a source of influence over the enterprise name and described herein, which the defendant established, operating, control, and conduct, and participated in the conduct of and in violation of the Title 18 United States Code 1962, and any of all property constituting and derived from proceeding obtained directly and indirectly an offense, including but not limited to the sum of money in the United States currency, representing the amount of proceed traceable to the commission of said offense. As a result of committing the offense alleged in count two of the indictment, with all the names Sean Combs they gave him, the defendant shall forfeit to the United States, so all these codes, the property, real and personal, involved in, use, or intent to be used to commit or to facilitate the commercial of said offense, and any and all property traceable in such property. So they coming after everything. So most likely that's why he went ahead and cleaned up a lot. So right now, guys, I see where they showing the outside of the courthouse. They showing the outside of the courthouse. So right there, they about to. I don't know if they're gonna have it on the cameras where we're gonna be able to see Sean Combs. But oh my God, this is horrible. Hey, Shandella. Shandella says, just say, she said, hey, how you doing, Shandella? Also, Nikki B, she said, when Puffy tried to get shares of, yes, we read that one right here. Some people don't believe what go around comes around. Absolutely. And they don't see that. Our people don't see that. That's why I came out with that scripture in Chronicles 7 and 14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then he will heal the land. But we want to continue sitting there thinking that we can act like the world. You got to come out of it. Come out of it. You got to come out of it. So let me read some more. They should be showing it because I did see just now they showed the outside of the courthouse. So right here it says, I'm gonna skip this right here because that's all these titles. Let's go to the substitute assets. So now they're talking about the assets because that's what they do. They build you up, and then they sit there and they put your feet to the fire. Substitute assets provision. If any of the above subscribed fortifiable property as a result of any act of omission of the defense, one, cannot be located upon the exercise of due diligence, B, has been transferred or sold to the deposit with a third person, has been placed beyond a judicial of court, has been substantially diminished in value, or has been commingled with other property which cannot be subsidized without difficulty. So right there is telling you, about his assets. So he cannot no longer, try to put his assets, in other people's names and transfer it, because anything that he do now after he have, been charged, that right there, he can, that's very serious. So that's why I say, when it came to his legal attorneys, they must have said, man, before they go ahead and charge you, you better get all that stuff, get it all out of your name. And they were sitting there saying, and I'm gonna say allegedly that, some of the stuff, he turned over to his parents, and his children, and which, that's that's a smart advice right there. So, oh my God, I can't believe I read all that. So, guys, I read all that, all 14 documents. That was very long, but it was interesting. That's why I was not bored at all. So, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos. And because, guys, I can't believe I read all that. I read 14 pages, 14 pages, 14 pages, guys. Let me read some of the comments. I can't believe I read that, but it was so easy to read. It was, to me, it was like reading a novel. And whoever sat there and typed out the documents, man, they made it so easy to read. It was very interesting. I wasn't bored at all. So, guys, welcome, Shondella, Mildred. Yes, guys, thank you for coming in. Thank you for supporting your girl. It's not easy, but it's all good in the neighborhood. So let me see if I can show you this right here, because I promise you guys, I cannot see the screen at all. I don't know what's going on. Let me see if I can pull this up. Let me see, because I'm watching my iPad to see if it's going to let me pull something up. Let me see. I see the copyrights. Let me see if it's going to let me pull something else up. I want to show you this right here, if it'll let me pull it up. Yeah, this right here. Oh my God, not that one right there. Man, I had put what I wanted to put on and it didn't. Yeah, I wanted y'all to see this right here. Shoot, just look at that. We got Donald Trump, 34. 34. He was charged for those 34 felony and didn't even see one day in a jail. They booked him and sent him on packing. That's what I tell you guys. That justice system, and I need to start doing a report on that. I want to do the report when it comes to how uh, the police, how the police originated, how most of this stuff, it started during, slavery, when the slaves used to run away and they came out with the night riders. Before it was the police, it was the night riders. And how they put a lot of stuff in laws where we still, like in modern day slavery, and believe it or not, we are in the 21st century, 2024. They still have slavery in certain parts of the country, right here down in the South, in Cotton Pot, Louisiana. They treat their prisons like slaves. They used to have, and I don't know if they still do, where the prisons are out there in the cotton fields and sugarcane fields, and they got the wardens on horses, and got, even cult, what you call that, pulling, like horses. It is a lot. Even I think somewhere in Mississippi, they had the prisons on the side of the highway, where they had them in black and white, prison suits with chains and shackles. Like I said, guys, slavery has not ended. Slavery has not ended. It only took on a different form. Slavery has not ended. That's why I said there and say, let these people do their job. These people get paid for stuff like this. Stop sitting there handing out people over. But our people, we got a lot of knuckleheads. A lot of knuckleheads. Stiff neck. It's a lot. Why you think we haven't come out of this? Because we still dipping and dabbing in things of this world. That's why I sat there and say, guys, the same book that they told us not to watch, read that book, Hebrews to Negro by Dalton, Hebrew Dalton. I can't think of his last name. I think it's Dalton. Hebrew to Negro. Yeah, read that book, guys. Let me see, read some of the comments. Chandela said, I don't think they're going to give him a bond. I don't think so either. And because they say that the prosecutor, they was talking about that package, he's willing to offer $50 million, but they say that's not enough. They want it all. When the devil want it all. He want it all. Surrender it all. Chanel said, I don't think they're going to give him a bond, and I would not be surprised if they charge more folks this week. Absolutely. And want me to tell you who they're going to get? I'm going to tell you who they're going to get. They're going to get the ones that really, really close to him. That's how they do. They going to get like his sons. That's who going to be next. They're going to, and I, that's just how I see it in the spirit. I see they going to get his children next. They're going to get his sons. And once they get his sons, they're gonna sit there and they're gonna flip them over and make them talk. They're gonna start talking like birds gonna turn on their own father. I promise you, that's how it works. Because they're gonna sit there and say, okay, we're gonna put this amount of counts, which they're going to put those amount of counts on you. But that does not mean that they can charge you for it. But see, by you don't know the law, out of fear, they use that fear tactic. And I promise you, it's going to be more arrests. Once he go in front of the judge, you're going to see, I give it no longer, in a couple of days or maybe a week, they're going to be arresting his sons. I promise you. Or if they don't arrest his sons, they're going to arrest his right-hand men. That's what they're going to do. That's how they do. They're going to shake them. I promise you, they're going to shake them. Chandela says he still has his 40 million plus homes still in his name. Oh, I thought he went ahead and he turned it all over to his parents and his children. When celebrities, do you think, may get arrested due to Diddy, I'm shocked 50 hasn't commented. Because 50 Cent, like I said, 50 Cent most likely might be next too. Remember, his hands dripping too. People is not going to go and just ride behind your house, ride around your house for nothing. This man, if I'm not mistaken, when it comes to 50 Cent, 50 Cent had like 9 bullets in him. Like I said, they going to come after you. That's how they work. That's exactly how they work. That's why I say you don't gloat after nobody's demise. And what did 50 Cent do? 50 Cent, he gloat. But this right here, this is the nature of the beast. It don't make no sense for me reading what the prosecutor talked about. I'm going to go ahead and delete all that because I read all the documents. So guys, like I said, give me a shout out because I read all the documents on a black screen. I cannot see anything on my screen. I can't see what I'm pulling up unless I open up my iPad. So now I am in an hour and 32 minutes. I am waiting for Sean Combs to go in front of the judge. And already talked about the judge where they said, let me see if I can pull up the judge. Now, I'm going to say allegedly because I don't know if it's true or not. So let me see if I can pull up the judge. Yes, this is supposed to be the judge right here. This judge, let me see if I can go ahead and read it. Who is this judge? They say this judge is one of former President Obama's appointees. That's who this judge is. So, like I said, when it comes to all this right here, all this stuff is dealing with politics. I promise you. Every time when it's close to election times, they need a distraction. And this right here is one of the biggest distraction right here. Okay. So let's see who is Judge Andrew L. Carter. He was born in January 12th. Now I'm gonna say allegedly, but that's what I heard on Twitter, that they say this is the judge that he's supposed to go in front of. He was born January 12th, 1969, is American lawyer serving as a United States District Judge of the United States District Court of the Southern District of New York. He served as a United States Magistrate Judge of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York from 2009 to 2011. Okay. So Carter was a program assistant at the Ford Foundation from 1994 to 1996, from 1996 until 2005. He was attorney at the Legal Aid Society, working in the Federal Defendant Division from 2000 to 2005, and in the current Defense Division from 2096 to 2000, from 2005 to 2009, counter worker for the Federal Defendant of New York. Federal Judicial Service in 2009, Carter was appointed a United States Magistrate Judge of the United States District Court for the Eastern District of New York. He remained in the post until taking up his lifetime appointee in the Southern District in 2011. Carter was recommended for an Article 3 judgeship by Senator Chuck Schumer, which I'm not going to read all that right there. But this right here is supposed to be the judge that Sean Combs supposed to go in front of. Okay, guys? So make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And in here is unapologetic real talk. We stand on our truth. We don't gloat over no one's demise, especially when it comes to our silly knucklehead people. Just like I read in Chronicles 7:14, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves, pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then God said, I will heal their land. I will heal their land. So it's time for us to turn. Leave these people stuff alone, because I promise you, the only ones that's going to be caught in the middle of this, and that's you, because they're going to keep a record of everything that you do. But when it comes to these prisons, they won't see a day behind those cells. That's why we saw when it came to the former president of the United States, how he was convicted of all those felony charges, but didn't see one day in jail. But yet he can run for the next president of the United States, because it was not designed. And that's just my opinion. You can't get mad with my opinion. You cannot get mad with my opinion. It was designed with us in mind. And this right here is what I call the new age Jim Crow laws. They can sit there when it comes to the law, it does not apply to us. It goes against us. Let me say that. Shadella says the documents he submitted to try to get a home state, he put up his 48 million home and his mother home, who covered the other 2 million. He's willing to limit travel to 3 states and wear a GPS monitor. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see, because they haven't showed yet he went in front of the judge. Well, at least I don't see it. I might be behind. Let me see if I'm behind. I might be behind. So, guys, make sure you go ahead and hit like, comment, and share these videos because I talked at least about 15 minutes with my mic on mute. So, like I said, and I'm not gonna sit there and dummy myself down and make me feel like, oh, my channel is not worth the shoe. The stuff that I saw on other channels, who I give myself a pat on the back, a pat on the back, and that's real talk. So, nope, they haven't. He haven't went in front of the judge yet. Let me see. Let me sure because I want to make sure. It's because I'm watching CNN. So let me see. Okay, they showing it now. Okay, yeah, I was behind. He plead not guilty. He plead not guilty to federal charges. So they said that he plead not guilty. So now they waiting to see if they're going to accept his $50 million bond. And they said that I guess he was in his regular clothes. He was not handcuffed. He was not handcuffed. So the prosecutors they think that he should remain, but they have the three counts: racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coerced transportation to engage in prostitution. So all that right there, my God, that's just three counts, which is three very hard counts. I don't know if you guys can hear the television. So we are waiting now, guys. Are we waiting now to see? So if you guys mind truth tellers, if you get the news before me, go ahead and post it where they saying that he has pleaded not guilty, but we don't know if the judge is going to go ahead and grant him a bond of 50 million. So they looking at he's a billionaire. So if he's a billionaire, they going to most likely they want at least half of that billion. So in order for him to go ahead and get a bond, they probably want a half of a half a billion, which that's ridiculous. That's ludicrous. But like I said, this is what you call the black man's fate. We are hunted down like sheep for the slaughter because we are some silly sheep until we come out of this. And the thing about it, all this right here should be a lesson learned to all the other uh black entertainers, and black successful men, how these people play, how they play their game. The devil does not play fair. I can tell you that much is given, much is required. Chandela says the judge is still listening to both sides. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Chandela. Let me go ahead and post this right here because I thought I was current, but I guess I must have went ahead and by putting it on pause. But this is the part that I don't understand. How can they say that he will be a flight risk because he's very known? How he's going to be able to hide himself? But when they want you, honey, they gonna get you. This is a wake up call, black man. This is a wake up call. And the thing about it, honey, they gonna use his own people, his own people. I promise you. So I'm just sitting there. Let me go ahead and So guys, I'm just waiting to see. Let me see what Chandela put. His enterprise will assist. That's why this is a RICO case. Okay. But this is the part that I understand. If all this is under his business, why would they go after his personal assets? That's the part that I don't know, because they really going after his businesses, and that should be protected, under his LLC. Wow. Wow. So it's going to be more arrests, guys. So look, I'm going to go ahead and I tried to bring it to you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop off because I've been here an hour and 44 minutes. And if I hear anything, I'll just go ahead and post it on my back wall. So, guys, thank you for coming on to Unapologetic Real Talk. And you all be blessed. And like I said there and say, only what you do for God is going to last. Anything else is going to fall apart. And as you can see right now, these people that went ahead and dip and dabbled in the things of the world, this is harvest time. And that's real talk, guys. Okay, be blessed. Thank you. Thank you for coming on, Chandela. You stay safe as well.